cues right. I'm here when I lose sight. Life gets blurry and things might hurt me. It's probably gonna be a long journey, but it's worth it though. Cold world out there, kids, grab your coat. It's been a minute, I know, now I'm back to Rome. Looking for the antidote to crack the code. Pretty vivid, I admit it, I'm in classic mode. The only pity given to me, but I can't condone. Talking down to me, I'ma have to crack your nose for cracking jokes. I'm looking for the map to hope. You see me? Been making a whole lot of changes. Wrote a song about that, you should play it. I get scared when I walk on these stages. I look at the crowd and see so many faces. Yeah, that's when I start to get anxious. That's when my thoughts can be dangerous. That's when I put on my makeup and drown in self-hatred. Forget what I'm saying and where the beat go? Oh, ain't that something? Drums came in, you ain't see that coming. Hands on my head, can't tell me nothing. Got a taste of the fame, it upon my stomach. Throw it back up like I don't want it. Wipe my face, clean up my vomit. OCD trying to push my buttons. I said don't touch it. Now y'all done it. I can be critical, never typical. Intricate with every syllable, I'm a criminal. Intimate but never political, pretty visual. Even if you hate it, I make you feel like you're in it though. You call me what you want, but never call me forgettable. Leave you deep in thought, I can never swim in the kiddie pool. Waited, I've been thinking the cinematic is beautiful, man. I don't know if I'm making movies or music videos. Yeah, the sales can rise, doesn't mean much though when your health declines. See, we've all got something that we trapped inside that we try to suffocate, you know, hoping it dies. Try to hold it underwater, but it always survives. And it comes up out of nowhere like an evil surprise. Then it hovers over you to tell you millions of lies. You don't relate to that? Must not be as crazy as I am. The point I'm making is the mind is a powerful place, and what you feed it can affect you in a powerful way. It's pretty cool, right? Yeah, but it's not always safe. Just hang with me, this'll only take a moment, okay? Just think about it for a second. If you look at your face every day when you get up and think you'll never be great, you'll never be great. Not because you're not, but the hate will always find a way to cut you up and murder your faith. I've been developing, take a look at the benefits. Nothing to meddle with, I can never be delicate. My even relevant, that depends how you measure it. Take a measurement to back it up and give me the evidence. Pretty evident, dependable, can never be tentative. I'm a gentleman, depending on if I think you're genuine. Pretty elegant, but not afraid to tell you to get it. Grip proper etiquette, I keep it to myself when I celebrate, huh? It's that time again. Better grab your balloons and invite your friends. Seatbelts back on, yeah, strap them in. Look at me, everybody, I'm smiling big. On a road right now that I can't predict. Tell me tone that down, but I can't resist. Y'all know that sound, better raise your fist. The search begins, I'm back, so enjoy the trip, huh? cooking.
The Rock says, The Rock, The Rock, The Rock says. The Rock says, The Rock, The Rock. The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says.
I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me. You got your rules and your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge and the power to your fate. I hear voices crying, I see heroes dying, I taste blood that's trying, I feel tension rising. I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me, they talk to me.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Hello and welcome to the WWE Wrestling Talk Show with Reese Rock Jones and
Sean Randy Smith as we bring you our reactions to Sunday's Royal Rumble, which came out here from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida, behind closed doors, due to COVID-19. And this will be the first Royal Rumble since the tragic death of Pat Patterson, who created the Royal Rumble match.
of course we all know that the Royal Rumble begins the road to WrestleMania, which as of the recording of the show is 9 weeks away.
9 weeks to go, you're exactly right.
So let's run through the 6 matches we had, one of which was bumped to the pre-show. Thankfully they didn't add something else for us to go through.
Yes, and the pre-show match in question was for the women's tag team titles as Asuka and Charlotte Flair defended their championship against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler.
Asuka and Charlotte won the titles at TLC. I don't think anyone was expecting them to hold the titles for too long, mainly because Asuka is the Raw Women's Champion, and you can't really have your main champion, especially going into WrestleMania, as a double champion.
No.
That, and they probably only gave it to Charlotte because it was the one title she was missing.
Yes.
Well, there's not a lot to say here other than it was a fairly decent match. I mean, with the arguable exception of Nia Jax,
Yeah.
the rest of them are solid workers. However, this bubbling issue between Ric Flair, Charlotte Flair, and Lacey Evans is what caused the ultimate downfall. Because Charlotte and Rick and Lacey came out to distract Charlotte. Then Charlotte would put the figure 8 onto Shayna Baszler, which was broken up behind the referee's back by Lacey Evans. And Lacey Evans would hit the woman's right on Charlotte, which was followed up by a leg drop from Nia Jax, allowing Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler to regain the women's tag team titles and become the record tying third team to have two reigns as champions.
The first, I believe, being Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
And the second being Bayley and Sasha Banks.
So
Then
now,
we go to the main card.
yes, and it will be for the WWE Championship.
Not,
As Drew
yes, not often that we say the WWE Championship match opens the card.
Not very often, no, as McIntyre puts his title on the line against WWE Hall of Famer, Goldberg.
Due to the fact that this match was 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I can pretty much run through this match move for move.
Go ahead, Jonesy.
Well, they both come out to the ring. Goldberg is wearing fighting trunks, a bit like Brock Lesnar does.
Yes.
As the championship is held up by the referee, there seems to be a few words back and forth, which results in McIntyre giving Goldberg a headbutt and spear before the burial rings. They go to the outside. McIntyre is then counted and sent into the ring steps and speared through the barricade. Then they actually get back into the ring, the bell goes. McIntyre hits a Claymore for the 2 count. He goes for another Claymore, but Goldberg manages to duck and hits 2 spears for the 2 count. Then he actually hits a proper jackhammer.
Not like the one in the Super Showdown last year.
For another 2 count. Then we go to what looked like Brock Goldberg not getting ready for another spear. That McIntyre managed to move. Hit another Claymore. 1, 2, 3. The winner of the match and still WWE Champion. Thank the Lord. Drew McIntyre. Now, few stats here. This marks the first time in his run from 2003 to 2004 and in his run now that Goldberg went into a championship match, a one-on-one because the Elimination Chamber doesn't count, a one-on-one championship match as the challenger and lost.
Yes.
Next, we go over to the women for 2 matches in a row.
The first being for the SmackDown Women's Championship, as Sasha Banks put her SmackDown Women's title on the line against the untouchable Carmella, who was being accompanied to the ring by Reginald.
I don't think anyone was really expecting a title change here.
No.
Carmella is improving in-ring work style, but compared to Sasha and compared to the Royal Rumble winner, which we will get to,
Yes.
I don't think that there was any out. But in the end of the match, Reginald was thrown out of ringside, after taking a forearm on Reginald.
Yeah.
And of course, Carmella ended up tapping out to the bank statement.
So, unsurprisingly, Sasha Banks retains her SmackDown Women's Championship by submission.
Now it is time for the Women's Royal Rumble match.
Oh, yes.
And this is going to be fairly interesting. Well, actually, before the Royal Rumble match, we had a Booker T rap performance.
Yeah.
With
A rap performance, which was,
performed with by Bad Bunny, in which Booker T just stood there.
Stood there and just watched. Like, huh?
Except, well, and the reports are now saying that WWE want Bad Bunny to wrestle a match at WrestleMania, and that may be have worked out in the men's rumble, which we will get to momentarily.
Yes. So, as my colleague said earlier, it's time for the first Royal Rumble match, but it's for the women.
Now, this is how we're going to work this, as we do most years. We shall go through the order of entry, the time spent in the match, the number of eliminations, and then the order of elimination and who they were eliminated by.
Yes, so entry number 1 from SmackDown, the role model, Bayley.
Entry number 2 was the return of the glow of Naomi.
Entry number 3 from SmackDown, the EST of SmackDown, Bianca Belair.
Entry number 4 was Billie Kay.
Entry number 5 was the first of NXT, Shotzi Blackheart.
Entry number 6, one half of the new Women's Tag Team Champions, Shayna Baszler.
Entry number 7, another entry from NXT, in Toni Storm.
Entry number 8, the return of JBL's former assistant, Jillian Hall.
Always known as the woman who can't sing. Entry number 9 from SmackDown, Ruby Riott of the Riott Squad.
Entry number 10, making her first appearance since the Miss WrestleMania Battle Royal at WrestleMania 25, Victoria.
Entry number 11 of Monday Night Raw, Peyton Royce.
Entry number 12, Santana Garrett from NXT.
Entry number 13, also representing the Riott Squad, Liv Morgan.
Entry number 14, this is her brutality, Rhea Ripley.
Entry number 15, one half of the former Women's Tag Team Champions, Charlotte Flair.
Entry number 16, Dana Brooke.
Entry number 17, a Hall of Fame entry in Tori Wilson.
Entry number 18, Lacey Evans.
Entry number 19, the return of Mickie James.
Entry number 20, Nikki Cross.
Entry number 21, the return of Alicia Fox.
Now, we should pause here because during this period, R-Truth comes to the ring.
Yes, being chased by half the locker room for his 24/7 title.
And Alicia Fox ends up pinning R-Truth to become 24/7 champion.
Yes, so Alicia Fox wins the belt.
However, after Alicia Fox is eliminated from the Rumble match, she is pinned by R-Truth, who wins back the 24/7 title. Won't hold on to it for long, though, we'll get to that.
Yes. Entry number 22.
Mandy Rose.
Entry number 23, another from NXT, Dakota Kai.
After coming up short in the title match earlier, entry number 24, Carmella.
Entry number 25, Tamina.
Entry number 26 was the return of Lana.
Entry number 27 was Little Miss Fiend, Alexa Bliss.
Entry number 28 was Ember Moon.
Entry number 29 was the other half of the new Women's Tag Team Champions, the Irresistible Force, Nia Jax.
And entry number 30 had already been decided on an episode of Backstage when Natalya defeated Tamina.
So now we will go through the time spent for these superstars in the Royal Rumble match.
Bayley spent 29 minutes and 8 seconds in the match.
Naomi was 47 minutes and 39 seconds.
Bianca Belair 56 minutes and 52 seconds.
Billie Kay, 8 minutes 11 seconds.
Shotzi Blackheart 3 minutes and 46 seconds.
Shayna Baszler, 41 minutes and 46 seconds.
Toni Storm 11 minutes and 21 seconds.
Jillian Hall, 8 minutes 3 seconds.
Ruby Riott 10 minutes and 53 seconds.
Victoria, 7 minutes 15 seconds.
Peyton Royce 13 minutes and 40 seconds.
Santana Garrett of NXT, 4 minutes 32 seconds.
Liv Morgan 6 minutes and 37 seconds.
Long Brutality, 39 minutes and 6 seconds.
Charlotte 33 minutes and 47 seconds.
Dana Brooke, 2 minutes and 58 seconds.
Tori Wilson 3 minutes and 59 seconds.
Lacey Evans, 19 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mickie James 7 minutes and 20 seconds.
Nikki Cross, 7 minutes and 37 seconds.
Alicia Fox 1 minute and 48 seconds.
Mandy Rose, 3 minutes and 49 seconds.
Dakota Kai 2 minutes and 6 seconds.
Carmella, 47 seconds.
Which I believe is one of, if not the shortest amount of time in the Women's Rumble match.
I believe so.
Tamina 8 minutes and 31 seconds.
Lana, 9 minutes 58 seconds.
Alexa Bliss 1 minute and 2 seconds. Partly because they were fiend.
Yes. Ember Moon, 1 minute and 51 seconds.
Nia Jax 2 minutes and 44 seconds.
And finally, Natalya with a 2-minute time.
And now the number of eliminations, which is going to be fairly quick. Bayley had 1 elimination.
She did.
Naomi had 0 eliminations.
Bianca had 4.
Billie Kay had 1.
Shotzi Blackheart, 0.
Shayna Baszler 6.
Toni Storm and Jillian Hall, 0.
Ruby Riott 1.
Victoria, 0.
Peyton Royce 1.
Santana Garrett, 0.
Liv Morgan 1.
Rhea Ripley, 7.
Charlotte Flair 1.
Dana Brooke and Tori Wilson, 0.
Lacey Evans 1.
Mickie James, Nikki Cross, and Alicia Fox 0.
Mandy Rose 1.
Dakota Kai 0.
Carmella, Tamina, and Lana with 1 apiece.
Alexa Bliss and Ember Moon 0.
Nia Jax 4.
And Natalia with 1.
And now let's go through the order of elimination. So, first to be eliminated was Shotzi Blackheart by Shayna Baszler. Next to go was Jillian Hall by Billie Kay.
Next to go
Was Billie Kay by the joint effort of Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan.
Toni Storm was next to be eliminated by Rhea Ripley.
Fifth to be eliminated was Victoria by Shayna Baszler.
Next to be eliminated was Santana Garrett by Rhea Ripley.
Next, Ruby Riott was eliminated by Bayley.
Shortly followed by Liv Morgan by Peyton Royce.
Ninth to be eliminated was Dana Brooke by
And 10th to be
by Rhea Ripley, and 10th to be eliminated was Peyton Royce.
Bayley.
Peyton Royce by Charlotte. I'm not quite there yet. 11th to go was Tori Wilson by Shayna Baszler. 12th to be eliminated, as just said, a bit short-handed.
Yes, probably continuing their rivalry on this week's SmackDown.
Bayley.
Next eliminated was Alicia Fox by Mandy Rose.
And of course, we mentioned all the 24/7 title stuff going on in between there.
Yep.
14th to go was Mickie James. That brings us
Next
to the
eliminated was Dakota Kai by Rhea Ripley.
That brings us to the halfway point. Then
Rhea Ripley also eliminated Mandy Rose.
yes. Then Nikki Cross was eliminated by Carmella.
Then Carmella was eliminated by Tamina.
Then Alexa Bliss was eliminated by Rhea Ripley during Alexa Bliss's transformation, whatever you want to call it.
Then Lacey Evans was then eliminated by Shayna Baszler.
And the Moon was eliminated by Nia Jax.
And Naomi was eliminated by the tag team after Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler.
That brought it down to 7. Then we had Tamina being eliminated also by the tag team of Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler.
And then typical in Raw fashion, tag team partners eliminate one another, as Shayna Baszler was eliminated by Nia Jax.
You may be tag team champions, but the Royal Rumble match is every man and woman for themselves.
But then Nia Jax was then eliminated by Lana.
Yes, who she has had a long-running issue with, dating as far back as before Survivor Series and a few tables.
So the final four, going into the final four, was Natalya, Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair.
After being eliminated by Lana, Lana found herself eliminated by Natalya.
Natalya was then eliminated by Bianca Belair.
Yes, and is this where the spot came? Where they were, she and Rhea Ripley were like dangling on each other.
Yes, and rumours were going around that Bianca's feet did hit the floor.
I've tried to look at the video, and you can see that her feet are definitely dangling, probably inches from the floor. However, when she manages to get herself up back into the ring, you don't necessarily see the feet do what they would normally do if they're being pushed up.
No, so the final three were
Yeah.
were Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Bianca Belair.
And Charlotte was gone by the combined forces of Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, which left the final two superstars who are no stranger to each other from NXT, in Bianca Belair and
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley. Now, I would not have been minded at all which one of these two won the match. Yes, I had my preference, but I wouldn't have minded if the other person won, as long as they did the right
Right.
thing at WrestleMania. But the winner of the match and
Of the 2021 Women's Royal Rumble
and and the favourite to win the match all along was Bianca Belair.
the EST of WWE and SmackDown Live.
And she will now challenge the champion of her choosing at WrestleMania. Oh, I would think the match was probably likely to be Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. Don't quote me on that yet.
Yeah, we'll have to see about that. But congratulations to Bianca Belair.
Now, it's time for the Blue Universal Championship.
As the head of the table, Roman Reigns defends his championship against Kevin Owens in a last man standing match.
Oh yeah, just before this happened, we had some more action. We had some more action here with the 24/7 Championship.
Oh god, I know what's coming.
After the Women's Royal Rumble, they cut to the pre-show panel
Mm-hmm.
in which they're also talking about the Rumble match, the Women's Rumble match. And R-Truth shows up.
Doing his usual R-Truth things.
Then you see Peter Rosenberg tell R-Truth that John Cena has showed up. Oh, R-Truth gets distracted, hit with a low blow, and rolled up. And Peter Rosenberg is the 24/7 champion.
Yes, you heard us right. Don't adjust your sets when you heard that.
And the look on JBL's face tells the entire story.
Yeah, pretty much.
Thankfully, he would not hold the title for long because he would lose it back to R-Truth the next day.
Yes.
So, where were we? Oh yeah, last man standing match for the Universal Championship.
Head of the table, Roman Reigns defending his championship against Kevin Owens in a last man standing match.
Yes, and this, you would think, has got to be the end of this.
Yeah.
They fought everywhere as they do in last man standing matches.
Mm-hmm.
We had a Superman punch for Owen, only for Owens to get to his feet. Owens countered a spear into a pop-up powerbomb. Reigns would attack Kevin Owens with a steel steps. Then we had Owens go through an announce table from the LED boards in a similar fashion to what happened a few weeks ago on SmackDown. And we had, how do I say this? Attempted murder.
Yes.
With
Where have we seen this before?
a AEW and a hit and run with a golf cart driven by Roman Reigns going over Kevin Owens. Then Owens performed a senton bomb on Roman Reigns off of a forklift. What does he think this is? Halftime heat? Then we had a situation just like Kevin Owens was once handcuffed to a steel cage. This time, Roman Reigns was handcuffed to the lighting in the stage area of the ramp. Now, to avoid losing this, because he was unable to get to his feet, Roman Reigns incapacitated the referee. And then here comes the botch.
Yeah, a very noticeable botch.
Because another referee came in and started counting. Paul Heyman at this point was supposed to unlock Roman Reigns. However, the keyhole was on the opposite side of where Paul Heyman was. So the referee had to do this slightly awkward thing and stop counting to give Heyman time to uncuff Reigns. And then when he was finally uncuffed, as he has done for pretty much every match at the minute, Roman Reigns would apply the guillotine choke onto Kevin Owens, forcing him to pass out and being unable to answer the referee's count of 10. Which means that the winner of the match, and still the Universal Champion, is Roman Reigns.
Much to everyone's annoyance.
Oh, you're supposed to hate the guy. That's the whole point of a heel.
Yes, but now we are moving on to the main event of the night and the second Royal Rumble match, the men's Royal Rumble match.
Which we will bring to you after a quick break.